to MD90's channel. Thank you so much for clicking. If you're new, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down here. Is it here or here? I think it's here. Yeah, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and share the video.
Well, as you may be aware, President Hakainde Hichilema was addressing Parliament a couple of hours ago, where he was opening Parliament, which was on recess. Should have been for a month or so. And people are assessing the speech that he gave to Parliament. But what is trending from that speech is, as you can see from that particular headline, I'm going to read it out for you. So this was when the president was walking into Parliament and address them and pretty much open and share the roadmap of where the country is going for the next, should be 2 years before the country heads to the next general elections. So part of the extract from the president's speech that is trending is as this, where he talked about 8 years without elections. So the actual speech has been attached in that particular video, but these are the words that the president said in that particular speech. Says, in his own words, this was posted by Emmanuel Mwamba, in his own words, after all the lacunas can lead us to a situation where we could have no general elections in 8 years. That's not a joke. Yes, we could have no elections for 8 years or 9 years. These lacunas sit in that constitution. So that's what the president said in that particular speech, where he was addressing Parliament, to say there are lacunas in our current constitution which would allow any head of state to go 8 to 9 years without having presidential elections. To which Edgar Chagwa responded immediately with an article. He says, Hakainde's Hichilema's remarks on the constitution very careless, Edgar Chagwa. So this is the article that the former head of state put up in response to President Hakainde Hichilema's remarks in Parliament earlier on. So Edgar Lungu had this to say. So fellow citizens, it is said that ignorance of the law is no defense, and that little knowledge in a particular subject matter can be very dangerous. While we can excuse Mr. Hakainde Hichilema for his ignorance of the law, we are concerned and actually worried that his little knowledge of or understanding of the Zambian constitution can be very destructive and has the potential to set the country on fire. That's Edgar Lungu's article. So Edgar Lungu goes further to say, as he officially opened Parliament today, he talked about lacunas in the constitution that need to be addressed, because some of them could lead to a country not having elections for 8 or 9 years. Such a reckless statement should not be allowed to come from the mouth of the head of state. To start with, what is a lacuna? Now he tries to define what a lacuna is in the context of the law. Simply speaking, lacunas refers to a deficiency or a gap in legal system or law. In common language, when we hear people say the law is silent about a particular matter, they are basically talking about lacuna in the law. As far as Zambians are aware, the Republican Constitution, as amended in 2016, is very unequivocal about subject of holding elections. This is a constitution that has been credited with the unprecedented prescription of even the date for general elections. A lacuna in the constitution implies that there is no specific provision or regulation that addresses a particular situation or issue. Can Mr. Hichilema disclose the actual gaps in the constitution regarding to holding the elections, which he referred to before he excites unnecessary debates about the extension of his stay in office, knowing that his days are numbered? There has been talk that the UPND government is contemplating to extend the presidential term from the current 5 years to 7 years. This type of reckless pronouncement from Mr. Hichilema negatively gives credence to such talk about extension of the presidential term in office, which is in the first place should not even be subject of any kind of debate or discussion. Zambians, wake up. Stop this apparent dictator from tampering with our Republican constitution in order to extend his stay in power, even when he has lamentably failed to improve the lives of the people. He thought 2026 is very far. Well, here it is, 2026, there is no lacuna to change. There's no lacuna to cling to. And then he signs it off, Dr. Edgar Chagwa, 60th President of the Republic of Zambia, and Patriotic Front President there. So that's Edgar Lungu's response to President Hakainde Hichilema's earlier statement. And then some of the things that the president also talked about aside from, so the same headline of the lacunas of we could have no elections for 8 to 9 years. It's been quoted in the by movie TV and a number of platforms. So from everything that the president talked about today, that's one statement that is going to trend for a while. I'm pretty sure even when Parliament opens, when members of Parliament start debating the speech this coming week, I can assure you this is what is going to dominate the conversation. Everything else will fall by the sideline. So the president also criticized the previous administration for removing members of parliament from local councils. A move argued hampers effective planning and development at the grassroots level. He emphasized that the need for members of parliament to be reinstated in councils to ensure seamless planning and implementation of community projects vital for Zambia's growth. So that's one element that the president highlighted. And then he also called about, they bring about the issue of the constitution there. So Hichilema's call for the constitutional reform signals a renewed focus on strengthening Zambia's democratic institution and ensuring a more robust governance framework. The president urged lawmakers to prioritize their reform and safeguard the country's electoral process, enhance local governance structures. So everything else there is going to be by the side where what is going to dominate the conversation right now. You can see just a couple of hours after that speech, it's that statement of 8 to 9 years without elections. That's what people are dissecting. So expect the entire week to be about that before they start addressing anything else from that speech. The UPND responded to say, yes, it is possible to defer the general elections under the current constitution of Zambia as amended in 2016. So that's a response from the UPND. They put up an article with regard to the same. That's going to be the conversation for a couple of days. What is Boma Lusambo's case, as you may be aware, is moving at cruise control. So this is an update that was given from Kalemba. Says, I was shocked to see houses registered in my name. Lusambo's wife, Nancy. So wife to former Lusaka Province Minister Boma Lusambo, Nancy has told the Economic and Financial Crimes Court that she was shocked when she learned that the houses which her husband owns in Suva Gardens were registered in her names. So that's what's playing out as they give their testimonies in court. The UPND also posted the same with Boma Lusambo's article. Says Lusambo's wife shocked at the existence of 4 mysterious Silverest mansions registered in her name. As the bulldozer continues pushing themselves deep in wet sands of Barose Plains, they even put up popcorn, say, watching the movie play out there. So that's what's playing out in court as we wait for the judgment, which is likely to be given this month from the early announcement, if not early next month. We will wait for that. And President Hakainde Hichilema signed off the day after giving that speech. He says, we are honored and deeply privileged to have officially opened the 4th session of the 13th National Assembly today. The year 2026 marks a century anniversary for our country's legislative body. We extend our congratulations to the House as this significant milestone and recognition of the National Assembly's invaluable contribution to advancing democracy and development. We deliver this address during a particularly challenging time for our nation as we face effects of El Nino induced drought, and that's what the president says there. We thank Madam Speaker and Parliament for their continued commitment to standing with the people of Zambia, addressing the challenges posed by the climate change, enacting laws that enhance the fight against corruption and strengthening the rule of law. Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, there. So that was his closing remark on his particular platform after Parliament address. So that's the conversation in the nation, and these are some of the images. As you can see, Gary Nkombo on the far left there, and the Minister of Transport here. Some of the images that came from ministers listening to the speech by the president earlier on. You see Sylvia Masebo standing out there in the center. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen.